Hey guys, haven't done any filming lately. Had not a lot to film, been busy working, so life kind of gets in the way there. Today we're going down to a friend of ours. He's got a Mark 1 Cortina coupe. That's pretty cool. He's enlisted my help to rebuild this thing, so we're going to go and check it out. It's at the stage where it's had complete stripped. It's been completely gutted out. Painted solar red, which is the same. We've got a 14 model Mazda 3 in the bright red that they come out in, and it's like a candy apple red but with a gold base coat, I'm told, or similar to that. So he's liked the colour and he's painted it, stripped it right down, painted it that colour. Took months and months and months to get it right, you know, cut the rust out of the sills and shit like that. So anyway, finally got that done, and now we're off to assemble this car, starting with, he's put some big wheels on it. They're not huge, but he's just changed his wheels to like a mini light style. They don't, the offset was a little wrong on the front. So I'm gonna go check it out, find out what we can do. He's got new studs and spacers, longer studs and spacers, so we might just be whacking them in just to pull the wheel away from the strut. I know there's no adjustment on there, so we won't be able to do anything else really unless we put a larger offset wheel on and then see how we go with that. But yeah, stay tuned for the ride. Alright, so we just arrived at Gary's house where this Cortina is. Have a look at the paint job quality on this thing. Absolutely magic. So what we've got to do today is these wheels, as you can see in there, touch on that strut. So what we've got is larger, longer studs that are going to come out to about here. Put a slip-on spacer behind it, just pull it all out of it. That's suede.
Suede, yeah.
White suede. God, that's nice. Every little detail, look at this. Every little detail is just done. This paint is immaculate. So it's all been rust proofed and it's got to go back for its final polish yet. But that'll be the last thing to be done. Alright, so as you can see, we've got the wheel off, and these are the little standard wheel nuts. So what we're going to do is put these ones on, but they don't quite fit. So next plan is we've pulled the bearing apart already. We'll sit that down like that. Then we'll take that one, and that one out, and then that'll separate it. And then once it's separated, we can go in through here where my thumb is, put the studs in, and then put it all back together. So we got the new stud on, so that plan did work out. Obviously I'm going to stop there so I don't bottom out onto the face of the hub and damage anything. What we're going to do now is just tap out the rest of them, and then continue as we are, replacing the studs with the longer ones. And then once that's done, we can slip the spacers over, which is an 8mm spacer, just to get us away from this section here where we're rubbing on the strut tower. Okay, so there's
that's the question of using it. Must probably be 3%.
Cool. Thank you. Alright, just going to make sure those holes are lined up. Drop these locking collars in. Put a bit of grease on it. Makes it feel brand new. Alright guys, so I've just got the hub back together, got the wheel on, and I've actually discovered I had to cut one of the studs down. You can actually see that stud there is flush with the face of the rim, and this one's not. And so because we're running capped nuts, I couldn't just wind the nut over and have it bottom out, so I've had to trim the studs down in order to give me the required depth. Alright, so we've got the wheel on now. Basically we had to cut about 30mm 25 mils of each stud in order to get those capped nuts on perfectly and to seat the wheel against the face of the hub, which is done. So that's the new finished product. Now we're just going to do the same thing to this side. Change all the studs on this side, cut them down to the same size, and then we can move on. Alright guys, so I'm just starting on the other side. So as you saw earlier on the driver's side, we knocked out all the studs, took the hub off, separated the hub from the brake caliper, and while that's off I gave that a clean up on the so basically I'm just going to put the new studs in. I'm going to cut them down first because we're going to cut them down to 45 mil, and that's the ideal size with the capped nuts that we're using. That I can't get enough of this car. Rust proofed everywhere, full underbody painted, and the paint job is just, look at that. Alright, so we're finished up with our little job today, spacing the wheels out. Have a look at this thing, every single nook and cranny is painted. I can't wait to see it finished. Hey guys, so I've just got back from doing the front end on that Cortina. Coming home, I G'd up a time which is now to go and have a look at a Mazda Familia GDX. Little four-wheel drive turbo hatchback thing. So I'm going to go there right now and have a gaze at this car. See if it's worth buying. Next shot will be the car. Righto guys, we came to look at this Mazda and we're pretty much taking it home with us straight away. A few little things to do on it, but it's going to be a massive project. Fairly stoked. Even the inside of it's in really good condition. It's got a nice black roof with a sunroof that works. The car itself's in really good condition. It's got good tyres. They look like work wheels, but we'll confirm whether or not they're real when we get them off. It's got BC Golds. Are they BC Golds, the suspension? Yeah. Yeah, BC Golds all round. Comes with a, we've paid a little bit extra that comes with the 5-star GDR hubs. With another set of brand new BC Golds. The body on this thing's really tight. It's got a little bit of rust in usual places, like around the window and in one of the sills, but it's nothing over the top once it gets a plate of steel and a welder taken to it. So we're just at the back of his house now where he had all this stuff stashed away. We've got some spare rear cards, aircon hoses, and the GDR rear brake calipers with the handbrake cables. But these are what we really want to see right now. These are brand spanking new, BR type, brand new. Man, I'm super stoked to get them in the car. The best thing about it is once it's done, that makes it Ford, Nissan and Toyota stud pattern fiber 114.3. So the alternator has failed on me. I'm driving home now with my lights have just gone out. I have no headlights. The guy that bought the car off, he's following me. I'm literally using the handbrake to slow this car down so I don't have to put the brakes on, because the brake lights are only going to take more power, and when I do it like tries to cut out. So I'm driving in the dark right now. Yeah, the guy that I bought the car was following me, so that every now and again we can stop and hook up some jumper leads from car to car and put some charge into this battery. I don't know how long it's going to take for me to get home, but yeah, fun times. Still a great car, and when I put the jumper leads over and this car sees his alternator, it runs beautifully, like really, really, really well, no misfires or anything. So I know for a fact it's just the alternator. So it does sound a bit dodgy that I've just bought this car. Oh, we're literally cutting out. That was hectic. All right, I'm gonna have to pull over and we can put some charge in this thing. All right, so we literally have to bunny hop our way home. Oh, she's dying. She's gone. Bro, I lost my headlights. Did you see the headlights turn off?
I did. I
was like, oh, I've just lost headlights. Nah. He's singing. Did you hear that?
I thought he was like abusing you.
No, I think he was singing, man. Because it kept going. Oh, man, oh, man. Funny times. This reminds me of being 16 again, eh? Oh, I've got that torch in the car. Oof. Roadside mix. Oh, ignition's on. She's alive again.
That's weird. Oh, right.
Because it's hooked up. Now that his car's running, look at this. Oh, wait, hang on. They ain't right. We gotta let them fuckers warm up. So there you go. That proves that it's just the alternator. Charge lights off. Beauty. Bro, this is gonna be the longest drive home. I was using the handbrake, so I didn't have to put the brake lights on. So like only when I needed to.
Oh, yeah.
So that the lights didn't light up. And then when I did, it was like, bleh, and I was like, oh, handbrake. Oh, funny. All right, we sourced ourselves a new battery, a charged one, put it in. The old one legitimately is there on the floor. Let's see if it goes and how it sounds. But at least it runs alright. Hey?
Well, I was certain we plugged everything in. I was certain we changed the battery and
They don't work?
They're not working, mate. They did work. You have my word.
Yeah, right. Well, where's the fuses? Alright, we've got the new battery in. And she's rocking. Happy days. Hey guys, what's going on? So, last night was super eventful, and now it is the next day. I got home at like midnight. I left to go and pick this car up at like 6:30, and wow, that was hectic. I show up, there it is in the driveway, run through it, talk shit with this guy for ages. I'll put this on because it's freezing out here at the moment and I don't want to be too loud inside. So we were talking about the car and what it comes with for ages, and it comes with so much shit. Like with this car I got headers, like exhaust manifold, intake plenum, coilovers, a 5-stud GTR, conversion with the brakes, GTR rear seats I believe. Anyway, so much shit. Anyway, so okay, cool. He tells me, oh, I keep going through batteries. He says, I keep going through batteries, and I was like, oh, that's real weird. Like, anyway, the alternator thing sort of tripped my mind, and I was like, surely he would have checked that, but anyway, he didn't. And so we leave, and I said to him, look, I'm working heaps of overtime for the next 4 days, so I can't actually get to buy this car for another week. So unless you want to do it tonight. And he's like, well, what's the plan? So long story short, he followed me all the way home. I drove him all the way back, and then the trip was to just drive home. So we get home, we sign all the paperwork, transfer all the money, life's good, jump in the car, shoot out. We get about literally the block from his house, thing starts fucking cutting out. I'm like, oh my god. Outlander, charge lights on. I'm like, dude, this thing's dead, man. The alternator's gone. So he's like, oh, what do you want me to do? We get his car, his other car, up behind the Mazda because the battery's in the boot of this thing, and it gets a jumper leads to his car to my car, and also my car lives and off, and it's all life's good. After about 5 minutes, sweet, let's roll. So G'd up for him to follow me all the way, and then we'll just sort of buddy hop the whole way. Every 10 minutes, every 15 minutes, like stopping for some charge. Oh, what? Dick. So get to fast forward about 15 minutes, 10 minutes into this trip, and we drive past Servo, and that's pretty much the last scene at this point because we ditched it at 7-Eleven. And so where like the headlights cut out in the scene you've just seen. Anyway, coming up to that, and fuck, cruise along, talking shit to the camera, and starts to misfire. Oh my god, like this is actually fucking happening. This is real. And before we left, Sarah was like, oh, don't take that car, you'll break down. I was like, nah, I can't not take it. I'm gonna take it. So I took it and broke down. And so instead of jumper leading and jumper leading and jumper leading and jumper leading and doing like a 4-hour trip home, I come up with a plan, and I can't say what we did, but it involved a good battery. We put a lot of charge into the battery. So ditched the car on our mish, came back with tools and a decent amount of charge in the battery, and got the car home as you've seen. Anyway, cruising home, under load it starts to misfire, but I'm sure that's just the alternator not charging the battery. So anyway, we finally got home, and I ditched the car just out the front there, and today before I started work I was like, I'll just get the car in the trailer and I'll put it in the shed, this little home built shed that I've got here, 6x3 carport, which is like super massive, but it's super good because it fits my lawnmower, my trailer. So anyway, the sort of point to this video is just a bit of an outro so I can get onto editing, because otherwise none of it would make sense because it would just sort of stop. So I wanted to sort of jump on and talk to you guys about, yes, I made it home just, and yes, I'm alive. It was freezing, it is freezing, but this car is so dope. And also the sunroof works, but it doesn't tilt. It only goes back and forward, doesn't actually lift up. And I think this thing could be sick looking at it side on with the roof kicked. That'd be dope. So I'm gonna get on to fixing that. I found another sunroof in Victoria or Melbourne, but the switch panel's gone, so hopefully I can just make mine work again, because that'd be super cool. That'd be really, really cool. Okay, ready to roll, eh? I can't believe how ready to roll this thing is. So yeah, enough shit talking from me. It's like I've just done a 12.5-hour day, and it's now quarter to 11, and it's like 4 degrees. So I'm gonna go back inside. You like my shed? Pretty neat, eh? I like it. Yeah, so anyway, now I can modify this video and chop it and change it and edit it, and so say goodnight.